Welcome to the end of the year Renaissance program. This is not how we wanted to do it, but we did want to get something out to honor our kids. We will go ahead and start with Miss Aldridge's first grade class. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Noah Barker, Easton Skaggs, and Carly Willett. Superintendent's list for the quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Weston Burke, Carter Cooper, Thea King, Charles Nauman, and Cash Payne. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter: Amina Pate, Waden Trimmer, and Barrett Wiseman. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Gemma Clem, Tinley Jones, Kenley Turner, Gracie Williams, Ziva Wright, and Taylor Andrews. And Miss Melody's fourth quarter citizenship goes to Caden West. Citizenship for the entire year: Easton Skaggs. Good job, students. Miss Walling's first grade class. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Cameron Burke, Bentley Harbor, Ian James, Kaysen Smith, and Danielle Van Oven. Superintendent's list, fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Sophie Brotherton, Kylie Beth Helms, Rhett Warsham, and Riley McGuffey. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter: Trenton Ostoff, Kip Trivet, and James Turnage. Principal's list for the entire year: Liam Bowles. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Michaela Forrester, Natalie Reynolds, Gracelyn Richardson, and Sawyer Schott. Citizenship for the fourth quarter goes to Riley McGuffey. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Cameron Burke. Good job, students. Miss Henley's first grade class. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Lincoln Barrett, Emma Burgess, Chance Clements, Michael Cox, Christopher Gieber, Harper McCord, Eli Sanderson, Lyric Shannon, and Miley Stroud. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the year: Allison Bailey and Ireland Romine. Principal's list for the entire year: James Cox, Madison Elrod, and Joey Smith. And principal's list for the fourth quarter: Jonah Hendricks. Citizenship for the entire year: Temperance Chapelier. Good job, students. Miss Coons, second grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Derek Bennett, Caitlin Lawrence, and Eli McCullough. Superintendent's list for the quarter, principal's list for the year: Cody Birch, Autumn Burgess, Brooklyn Galt, Ariana Howe, Briar Lemon, Landon Pleasant, and Lane Reynolds. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter: Aiden Monroe, Evan Newman, and Adeline Smith. Principal's list for the entire year: Sadie Roberts, Principals list for the fourth quarter: London Barrett, Hadley Brown, and Adrian Young. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Brooklyn Galt. Good job. Miss Curtis, second grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Marshall Scribner. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Dewey Albright, Asher Clairday, Tyson Davis, Grant Draper, Gracie Fair, Jax Fowler, Jeffrey Holt, Gracie Mooney, Hunter Roberts, Coy Trivett, and Willow White. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter: Evan Molderick. And principal's list for the fourth quarter: Colton Crow, Aiden Cunningham, Braden Hill, and Cheyenne Huckabee. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Coy Trivett. Good job, students. Miss Watson, second grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Sadie Broyles, Maylee Croissant, Ava Hall, and Keaton Curley. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Landon Campbell, Sabriel Hendricks, Bryce Hilton, Liza Hutchins, Jacob Monclair, Elena Nelson, Abby Parr, and Eli Russell. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter: Mackenzie Bearden, Preston Hooker, Noah Lamb, Max Stevens, and Sully Stewart. Principal's list for the entire year and perfect attendance for the entire year: Deanna Hillhouse. Good job, students. Miss Chris, third grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Bryce Bishop and Cheyenne Ellison. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Peyton Chambers, Abigail Drollinger, Eden Pittman, and Evelyn Quinn. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter: William Horton. Principal's list for the entire year: Destiny Daly, Jameer Holloway, and Levi Watson. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Stevie Bennett, Cameron Birch, Daisy Dixon, Anna Mae Eaglebear, Skylar Hooker, Kaylee James, Liam James, Lucas Kemp, Sarah Kirk, and Caitlin Manier. Citizenship for the fourth quarter goes to Cheyenne Ellison. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Bryce Bishop. Good job, students. Miss Edwards, third grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Marissa Cisco. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Anna Chris, Waylon Norris, Ben Shepard, and Conley Tyler. Principal's list for the entire year: Brianna Brewer, Gabby Gaskins, Jaden Hunt, and Allie Sutherland. Principals list for the fourth quarter: Mariah Bullock, Colton Chapman, Ryan Harrison, Roman Rayoum, Cadence Smith, Charity Stunts, Dustin Van Oven, and Lily Ward. Citizenship for the fourth quarter goes to Colton Chapman. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Cadence Smith. Good job, students. Miss Gaskins, third grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Cole Romine, Reese Nelson, Caleb Reed, and Cody Schrabel. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Tucker Browning, Kenley Harris, Peyton Hollabaugh, Brentley Quist, Avery Ledbetter, and Phoebe Scribner. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter goes to Lacey Newman. Principal's list for the entire year: Isabella Brotherton, Eric Crow, Gage Herron, and Kimber Moody. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Kirsten Bertrand and Eli Crow. Citizenship for the fourth quarter: Reese Nelson. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Caleb Reed. Good job, students. Miss Brown's fourth grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Cameron Nelson, Maggie Wiseman, and Carly Thiel. Superintendent's list for the quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Gracie Abney, Hayden Crow, Elizabeth Enos, Addie McKay, Erica Rainbow, Jackson Sanders, Xander Sarton, and Presley Hall. Principal's list for the entire year: Tyler Forrester. Tyler also had perfect attendance for the entire year. Braden Galt, Keith Wolverton, Mason Cooper, Michelle Lawrence, and Tide Terry. Principal's list, fourth quarter: Electra Hudson and Laura Arnett. Citizenship for the fourth quarter goes to Jackson Sanders. Citizenship for the year goes to Maggie Wiseman. Good job, students. Miss Cotter's fourth grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Abigail Chris, Abigail Fears, and Dusty Schott. Superintendent's list fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Caitlin Bowles, Gavin Day, Logan Franks, Mia Lennox, Parker Swingle, Chloe Allen, Faith Andrews, Landon Altman, Presley Cochran, June Pate, and Hoyt Smith. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter: Jonah Stewart, Ava Cunningham, and Hayden Roth. Principal's list for the entire year: Madison Thompson. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Lathan Brown, Cutler Shannon, and Cutler had perfect attendance for the entire year. Ella Stewart, Emily Hall, and Jacob Roberts. Citizenship for the fourth quarter goes to Abigail Fears. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Abigail Chris. Good job, students. Mrs. Welch, 4th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Tennyson Leslie, Tripp Martin, C.J. Newman, Magenta Russell, and Chesney Smith. Superintendent's list for the quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Madeline Crow, Leanne Carl, Cooper Cox, Landon Davis, Levi Foster, Lily Holt, Quincy Hurt, Caden Johnson, Adeline Lowe, Jonah Pardue, Toby Pratt, and Trenton Sexton. Superintendent's list for the 4th quarter: Haley Cunningham, Mason Hemphill, Mason Holloman, Jasmine Louder, and Braden Romine. Principal's list for the entire year: Abel Chastain. Principal's list for the 4th quarter: Lane Taylor. Citizenship for the 4th quarter goes to Chesney Smith. And citizenship for the entire year goes to Quincy Hurt. Good job, students. Miss Sanders, 5th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Colin Perkins. Superintendent's list for the 4th quarter, principal's list for the year: Kenley Brown, Gavin Burke, Hunter Hall, Caleb Smith, Peyton Smith, and Keaton Ziegler. Principal's list for the 4th quarter: Roper Callahan, Spring Crawford, Jacob Dawson, Connor Grisham, Hunter Hay, Christian Hendricks, Kylie Jackson, Aiden Lejeune, Hunter Reese, Madison Romine, Katana Schott, and Bella Williford. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Katana Schott. Good job, students. Miss Turnbow's, 5th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Kenley Bassham, Drake Bush, Kylie Bell Harbor, Tinsley Leslie, and Jalen Strong. Superintendent's list for the quarter, principal's list for the year: Tristan Berlin, Justice Kirker, Reagan Norris, Jacob Quinn, Joseph Lowe, and Natalie Welch. Superintendent's list for the quarter: Glendon Scribner. Principal's list for the quarter: Aiden Fortner, Desiree Gillespie, Caleb McCord, Colin Siddons, Emma Sutherland, and Glenn Van Winkle. Good job, students. Miss Broyles, 5th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Melody Campbell, Alicia Lennox, Wes Oliver, and Katrin Spetnagel. Superintendent's list 4th quarter, principal's list for the year: Joe Daly. Joe also had perfect attendance for the entire year: Cadence Pleasant and Bailey Seiler. Superintendent's list for the 4th quarter: Keely Riga. Principal's list for the entire year: Aiden Province. Principal's list for the 4th quarter: Natalie Burke, Brandon Cox, Justin Davis, Jamie Hooker, Cammie Niswanger, Jocelyn Stroud, Carly Yang, and Landon Moss. Landon also had perfect attendance for the entire year. Citizenship for the entire year goes to Melody Campbell. Good job, students. Mr. Bales, 6th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Camden Barker, James Crow, Mariella Poston, Amaya Schenkel, Addison Smith, and Andrew Wallace. Superintendent's list for the quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Caden Costner, Dylan Gaskins, Shaylee Goodson, Riley Hurt, Landon Miller, Olivia Rainbow, Abby Richards, Blake Monroe, and Colton Stewart. Principal's list for the fourth quarter goes to Aliana Moran, Kyle Jeffries, Kyle Reese, and Ty Stevens. Citizenship for the fourth quarter goes to Mariella Poston. Miss Cooper, 6th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Paige Broyles, Macy Bruckner, Brett Hill, Preston Romine, and John Wilson. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Laney Hall, Leslie Hall, Kaylee Malone, Rosie Pardue, Maya Raum, and Dominic Roberts. Principal's list for the entire year: Caden Kellums, Jordan Richardson. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Whit Bishop, Jocelyn Clinton, Tuff Franks, Landon McIntyre, and Christian Sexton. Good job, students. Miss Smith, 6th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Cheyenne Berlin. Superintendent's list for the fourth quarter, principal's list for the entire year: Gatlin Branscombe, Monica Gieber, Brennan Owens, and Summer Sizemore. Principal's list for the entire year: Ethan Birmingham, Briley Fowler, Aiden Bass, and Keely Ward. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Ryan Daly, Jaden Dawson, Anthony Gamble, Josh Hudson, Dagan Kirker, Kirsten Reynolds, Lily Sims, Cole Steeman, Clara Waits, and Micah Darnell. Good job, students. Miss Johnson, 6th grade. Superintendent's list for the entire year: Jacob Bass, Rose Keene, Elijah Miller, Hadley Reed, Colton Smith, Lydia Smith, Allison Stone, and Jackson Taylor. Superintendent's list for the quarter, principal's list for the year: Kylie Hall and Huntley York. Principal's list for the entire year: Kenzie Allen, Baylor Hill, and Kaylin Wolverton. Principal's list for the fourth quarter: Jaden Batterton, Caden Brink, Alec Chastain, Jaden Day, Richard Miller, Alyssa Ortiz, and Riley Taylor. Good job, students, and once again, we'd like to congratulate these students and parents for working so hard in this fourth quarter. We really appreciate your help, and we just look forward to starting the new year off right.